So we're talking about the Golden Globe breakdown. We're going to talk about the Golden Globes. This is part of the Oscar watch. This is one of the biggest um, award shows leading into the Oscars, showing you precursors of what you can expect, who has momentum, and this is one of the big ones. This one, SAG, the European one I'm forgetting for some reason, BAFTA, and there's one other that is a big one that tells you what is going on. So I didn't get to watch the show live, unfortunately. I heard that Joy Coy was a horrible host and he bombed completely, which sucks. But I usually pay attention to the Golden Globes results because it kind of tells you what's going on. You see what your favorite movies are doing and if they're going to get something. He said, I was so happy with the Golden Globes. My favorite movie of the year won for best drama. Okay. Hey, Clay, what's up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. I never check out the Golden Globes. Honestly, the critics usually don't like the movies that I do. Yeah, that's how I used to feel. There's still, but now that I'm watching more movies, I'm starting to see all the movies that are in the Golden Globes, and I can understand what's going on now. So best drama. The nominees for best drama is Anatomy of Fall, Kills the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Zone of Interest. Very, 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 very strong turnout of films. All these films are worth watching. I think maybe Maestro and Past Lives are the weakest of the bunch. I haven't seen Zone of Interest, but I hear great things about it. But out of these here, I think Oppenheimer is the one that deserved the win. I think it's the best movie on this list. And it made sense. It just made sense for this film to win. I know a lot of people was rooting for Past Lives. I know people were rooting for Zone of Interest. Kills the Flower Moon. I was personally rooting for Anatomy of Fall. I love that film, even though I know it wasn't going to be Oppenheimer, but it's just I wanted to get the recognition it deserves because it's such a great film. But Oppenheimer is the win, and that's huge for Oppenheimer for his momentum going forward. It's in a drama. Annette Bening and Nyad. That's a Netflix drama that is on Netflix now. I haven't got to check it out. I heard it wasn't good from somebody that I watched reviews, but I'm not 100% sure that that it is bad. I like Past Lives and Flower Moon much more than Apostapa. Apostapa, that's hilarious. Yeah, I know how you feel about Oppenheimer, but Past Lives is not a great film to me. And I think Clears the Flower Moon is a really good film, but not a great film. I think Oppenheimer is a great film. So yeah, for Best Actress, Annette Bening. Obviously, the winner was Lily Gladstone for Kills the Flower Moon, Sandra Huller for Anatomy of Fall, Greta Lee for Past Lives, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla. What a phenomenal, 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 phenomenal list. Like everybody on here is worthy. I don't know about Annette Bening personally, but obviously she's on there. So obviously she deserved to be on here, hopefully. But Lily Gladstone, fantastic. Sandra Huller, fantastic. Greta Lee, really good to me. Carey Mulligan was fantastic in Maestro. Kaylee Spaney was fantastic in Priscilla. One of the best performances of the year, easily. Hold up. Oh, this is in a drama. They separated it. I was like, where the hell is Emma Stone? But she's in comedy because Poor Things is considered a comedy. So Lily Gladstone wins. For me personally, I think that I'm glad that she won because of representation and the history of it. But for me, I'm not big on Lily Gladstone winning, not because she's not a bad actress. I just think her usage in the movie wasn't great. She didn't get to do as much as I would have liked her to do. For me personally, out of this list, it would be between Sandra Huller, I don't know how to say that properly, from Anatomy of Fall, or Carey Mulligan. It's hard because Kaylee Spaney was fantastic in Priscilla. Actually, I'll go Sandra Huller and Kaylee Spaney only because I feel like they had to carry the movie a lot more than Carey Mulligan did, even though she was fantastic. I think her and Bradley Cooper were great together. Kaylee Spaney had to carry a lot of the film, and Sandra Huller almost had to carry that whole film on her back. So I would definitely go with those two fighting for it, but I'm still happy for Lily Gladstone because she is great. She's not bad. I'm very happy for Lily Gladstone, won for Best Actress. If she doesn't win for the Oscars, at least she won for the Golden Globes. Yeah. I would have given it to Greta. I like Lily Gladstone, but she was barely in it. Yeah, she was really barely in it. I'm not huge on Greta Lee in that film, but I know a lot of people are. Actors in a drama, and obviously you can see the winner here already. We kind of knew who was going to win. This is a stack list, but we know who's gonna win. Andrew Scott from All of Us Strangers. Haven't seen that yet. Can't say how his performance was. Heard it was really good. Barry Keoghan for Saltburn is nuts. That's crazy that he's on this list, but I'm so happy for him. And he got nominated. And I love this movie. I'm just shocked that Golden Globes nominated it. It's definitely not getting an Oscar nom. Coleman Domingo for Rustin. I haven't seen that film yet. I want to go check it out because I heard that he's like an Oscar front runner to be nominated in one of those 5 spots. But I got to go check out Rustin. Leonardo DiCaprio for Killers Flower Moon. He was phenomenal in that film. Bradley Cooper in Maestro, phenomenal. But it is still Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. He was the best actor on this list for any of these movies. Personally, you can definitely disagree, but I just think that personally, he's the best actor out of these. Obviously, I didn't see Andrew Scott. But for some reason, I don't think he's going to be better. I would have given it to Barry Keoghan. That's fair. Barry Keoghan had to do a lot in that film. A lot. Actress in a comedy or musical. So this is Fantasia for The Color Purple, Jennifer Lawrence for No Hard Feelings, which is blows my mind that she got nominated, but well deserved because she's comedy gold in that film. Natalie Portman for May December. Look, I don't think May December is a great film. I think it's a good film. I don't think it's a great film, but Natalie Portman was fantastic, and this is well deserved. You can get nominated if you're great in an okay film. Like if you're in an okay film or a really good film, but it's not great overall, but you're phenomenal, I think it deserves it. I think Natalie Portman deserves that. She was so good. Alma POC for Fallen Leaves. Another movie I haven't gotten to check to see. I know it's going on streaming pretty soon, but I haven't gotten to check it out. Holy crap. Dark movie, room movies. What are you doing? Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate you, or super sticker. Really appreciate the donation, man. I really appreciate that so much. Thank you so much, Dark Room Movies. You are the bomb. I gotta get like a little thing for when I get super chat, super stickers, and stuff like that, because I gotta make it a little bit of announcement. Shout out to Chillmonger. He has something, but I don't want to copy exactly what he has. But yeah, Margot Robbie for Barbie, Emma Stone for Poor Things. The only one that I haven't seen out of this list is Alma Polisi. I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly. I will say out of this list, I think Emma Stone is the correct winner. I think out of all these people here who are fantastic, I think she had the best performance of the year, period, out of man or woman. And I think she had the most fearless performance I've seen in a long time. Poor Things overall is a fantastic film, even though it's weird. Margot Robbie's so good as Barbie. What she had to pull off is really, really hard. I already talked about Natalie Portman. Jennifer Lawrence is a riot, but I don't think she has the critic thing she had to do in the movie to make her get over the top and win. And Fantasia, for somebody that doesn't act that much in big feature films, did a really good job. Out of the people that I've seen here, because I haven't seen Alma, she's probably my least favorite performance here, but she still did a really good job, even despite she being my least favorite performer. I definitely think Cillian Murphy is going to win for Oscars. The only person I think could beat him is the guy from The Holdovers. I can't think of his name. The guy from The Holdovers. I'm joking. That's Paul Giamatti, my friend. Oh, Collecting Movie Man, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. So dope. You guys are the best. Killers Flower Moon is streaming this Friday on Apple TV Plus. I'm gonna definitely check it out. Yeah, definitely check it out. To me, even though I don't think it's so hard to say it's not great because it's such a masterfully made film with top-notch performances. The music is great. The story overall is really great. It's just that I wanted more from it, and it's also way too long for what they did with the story. But it is a must-watch. It's a really good film. That's a must-watch, and it's one of the most important films, if not the most important film of 2023. I watched The Holdovers on Christmas night, and it was pretty good. Yeah, I love The Holdovers. It's great. I don't love it as much as some people do, but I still love it. I thought it was a great film. But yeah, Emma Stone, well-deserved. Poor Things was phenomenal. But any of these people was well-deserving. These are all solid. I didn't see Alma, but everybody else were fantastic in their roles. Supporting actress. So we was just speaking about Holdovers. Emily Blunt and Oppenheimer, which I like Emily Blunt, but I don't know if I would have nominated for her for that. Daniel Brooks in The Color Purple. Now, look, I'm not a big fan of The Color Purple. I can't even say I like it, but Daniel Brooks was not, this is just like with May December with Natalie Portman, where I was like, May December was a really good movie, not a great movie, but she was phenomenal. I think Color Purple is not that great of a movie at all, or even a good movie. But Daniel Brooks is absolutely phenomenal. She deserves this nomination. She deserves to get nominated throughout the Oscar, the award season. Honestly, she's so good. Jodie Foster for Nyad. I haven't seen Nyad yet. Julianne Moore for May December. Another thing, like overall, all the main performances for May December are phenomenal. Julianne Moore is crazy in that. Rose McPike for Saltburn. She was really good. I don't know if I would nominate for her for this, but Davine Joy Randolph. I've been seeing her for a while in a couple little TV shows and stuff like that. It's great to see her in a big film that's getting praise, and I'm really happy for her that she got this nomination, and I hope that she gets more work off of this. She was really good in The Holdovers. Personally, I would have gave it to Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple. She had to do so much, even though she wasn't even in the movie all that much. She did so much for the little that she was in the movie, and she just stole every scene that she was in, and she served the purpose of the film so much. Obviously, like I said, I haven't seen Jodie Foster and Nyad. I gotta take time and check that movie out. And everybody here is great, and Davine Joy, well deserved. But I would have gave it to Danielle Brooks. But it's really good momentum for her because I've been hearing good things about her getting nominated. That party scene, I think, won it for her. Such a great scene. Yeah, the party scene was phenomenal. Best supporting actor, obviously, you see the winner, Mr. Tony Stark himself. William Dafoe for Poor Things. Phenomenal performance by William Dafoe. Robert De Niro's The Killer's Flower Moon. Phenomenal performance by Robert De Niro. Robert Downey Jr. ended up being the winner for Oppenheimer. Phenomenal performance. Ryan Gosling. This might be the most stacked one so far. I know I said it was the female one, but this one, because I think Emma Stone was the top notch. But Jesus, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, Charles Manson for May December, another phenomenal performance in this weird ass movie, and Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things was so goddamn good. Oh my God, it was so good. But Robert Downey Jr., who people expected, won the Golden Globe. This gives him a lot of momentum going into the Oscars, going to other awards. We'll see how other people feel about him, especially the BAFTA and things like that. He was great. He was great in the film. He's not my favorite here. Personally, I would give it to Ryan Gosling. I think that his performance was transformative. I think that he helped that movie make the $1 billion. He was so good in the film, and he was really important to the message of the film. The film could have been a very man-hating film, but because his character and how he played it, I think he showed that it wasn't a man-hating film, and I really like the messages that he brought to the film. William Dafoe was actually really great, but his performance is more subdued. Same thing with Robert De Niro, great but subdued. Charles Melton has a difficult performance to do in May December. So if he I know he won something. He won something before this, so he has a little bit of momentum in his name. And Mark Ruffalo was just a gem in Poor Things. Holy crap, was he a gem? I really love him in Poor Things. I appreciate that. I personally would have given to Dafoe, De Niro, or Ruffalo instead of RDJ. Yeah, like I said, I love RDJ. I think he was great in Oppenheimer, but I feel like his performance felt similar to others. I think Dafoe was very different in what he was doing and dynamic. I think De Niro was really great, even though I also have the same complaint with Robert Downey Jr. De Niro was kind of doing what he always does, which is don't discount it. He was great, but Ruffalo was what a phenomenal performance. What Ryan Gosling did in Barbie was just as great as Margot Robbie. Yep, absolutely agree. I would have given it to my boy Ken. Yeah, word. RDJ, who I love, only job was to sit there and look conniving. That's hilarious. Let's see. We're going to comedy or musical. Weird thing. I guess because we don't get enough musicals, and most musicals are comedies. It's hard to have like a serious musical. It's possible. I guess The Color Purple is a serious musical, but most musicals are comedies. Air, American Fiction, whoop, 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 American Fiction, baby. Barbie, The Holdovers, May December, and Poor Things. A really great selection. I think that this is not super strong. I feel like there's only 2 movies that have a chance in this section here, and it was Poor Things, which was the winner and well-deserved to me, and The Holdovers. I think those are the only 2 films that really had a chance. Barbie, I just don't. I think they're gonna get nominations, but I think because they made $1 billion and it's really mainstream like, I think it's just gonna get a bunch of nominations, get Margot Robbie and a bunch of them out there to every award show, but not make them win anything. American Fiction just doesn't have the buzz as much as I love that film. That's why I don't think it's a strong contender. It's not as good as these other films. I don't think it's just a strong contender against these other films because it just doesn't have the buzz. It came out too late in the season. Air, which is crazy, came out so early in the year last year. I thought it was a great movie, but I didn't think it was like get award show great movie. But I'm kind of happy it's here, you know. But Poor Things, man, phenomenal film. The weirdest film on this list, honestly. Obviously, Barbie's pretty weird, but Poor Things, well deserved. Air does not deserve to be nominated. Oh my god. What would you replace? What comedy or musical would you replace Air with? A lot of people said Color Purple. I don't personally agree, but a lot of people like Color Purple. Fiction should have won. If not American Fiction, I would have chosen Holdovers. I loved Air. I'm not at Poor Things though. It's phenomenal. I didn't love Air, but I really liked it. And I still thought it was great. It's a great movie that I liked. You know, sometimes there's great movies that you like, or sometimes there's great movies that you love. There's there's good movies that you love and good movies that you just kind of like. So you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Yes, we're gonna talk about Snubs. Clone Tyrone should have been nominated here over Air. That movie is so good, and it's just getting completely shut out. Viola Davis should have got a nomination. Let's see. This is for a comedy, right? Where's the comedy? This is comedy support. Oh, this is just supporting actress. They don't even have it separated. Do they have it separated in comedy? I don't think they have it separated. Actress in a comedy or musical. So she would have been here. I see. I haven't seen Alma in this movie, so I don't know how good she is. If I had to switch out, I would have switched Alma out for Viola Davis because I'm not gonna switch out a black woman for another black woman. But I would have switched out Alma for Viola Davis if I was gonna take her out at all and put her in there. I thought she was really good. Air should have focused on Viola Davis rather than Ben Affleck's character. She literally changed the league. Well, I think you meant Matt Damon's character. I think because Air is considered a comedy, she's not going to get into regular supporting. She's going to be put into a comedy. That's kind of how it works with the Golden Globes. Like with the other awards that combines everything, that's different. Well, no matter what your genre is, you're in one. But because she was in a comedy, I think she would have got nominated for the comedy part. Mine would have been Holdovers. Yeah, you're right, Matt Damon. Yeah. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that's in the live chat right now and all the people watching, the 12 people that are watching right now. Appreciate you guys. The viewership on the live streams have been getting higher and higher. I really appreciate all you guys being here. I can't wait till the community grows more and more and more, and we get such a busy chat, you know? Let's move on to the next one. We're going to be talking about actor in a musical or comedy. Nicolas Cage for Dream Scenario. Yes, that's one of my favorite male performance of the year. What a phenomenal performance by Nicolas Cage. I know he's not going to get a lot of buzz going through the rest of the award season. Maybe because he got nominated here, people might go check it out and might get some buzz. He was so good in Dream Scenario. One of my favorite films of the year. One of my favorite performances. Timothy Chalamet and Wonka. So happy to see him get this. He was so good as Wonka, and his movie is so great. I'm glad at a film like this that has a really good message, not normally the Oscar kind of message. But I'm really glad that Timothy Chalamet got on here. He was phenomenal. Matt Damon in Air, thought he was really good, but like kind of like with Robert Downey Jr., Robert De Niro, on a lesser note, this is not. I've seen better performances from Matt Damon, and it feels like his standard performance that he would do. He was really good, but you know, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, the winner. Joaquin Phoenix for Beau Was Afraid. Thank you for this movie getting some recognition. And Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction, where he was phenomenal. Honestly, this is a stacked category, but because of the narratives, where I think Dream Scenario has no buzz when it comes to awards. Wonka doesn't really have a chance. I'm glad it got here, but I don't really see him getting any more nominations past this. Joaquin Phoenix and Beau Afraid is not going past this either, I don't think. Jeffrey Wright, I do think he has a chance to keep going. There's buzz around American Fiction. So it really was between Matt Damon, Paul Giamatti, and Jeffrey Wright, just based on the conversation that was in 2023 in terms of their performances at festivals and how people feel about it. Golden Globes likes to throw things like Timothy Chalamet and Nicolas Cage and Joaquin Phoenix and things. And then when you get to like the more serious awards, you won't see them in there. I'm glad that they got praise because I love Joaquin Phoenix's performance. I love Timothy Chalamet and I love Nicolas Cage. But this is Paul Giamatti's to lose. Like, he's the second guy. If it's not going to be Cillian Murphy when it comes to the Oscars, it's going to be Paul Giamatti. It's them two right now. Until we start getting to the other award shows and we've seen other people kind of take it, it's Paul Giamatti. So well deserved. He was phenomenal in the Holdovers. I would say he had a more dynamic. I don't know. He had I think Jeffrey Wright was almost just as good. I think maybe Paul Giamatti had more to do. Joaquin Phoenix had so much to do in Beau is Afraid. And Nicolas Cage is so good. I still think he's my pick for this, but obviously I know realistically it's Paul. Matt Damon. Did they put his full name? Who calls him Matthew Damon? What's wrong with you, Matthew Damon? Confusing me. Matt Damon did not deserve to be nominated. Look, I agree. I like Matt Damon. I'm a fan of him, but I don't think this is the role for him to get nominated. I was big on Drew Scenario. Definitely one of my favorites. He's a legend. Super legend. Super legend. Paul Giamatti deserved it. I agree. I would go Timmy or Paul and maybe Matt. Okay. That's fair. Joaquin Phoenix is awesome in everything, though. I almost agreed. Everything I've seen him in, he's great, except Napoleon. Not Napoleon. Now we're going on director. Bradley Cooper for Maestro. Greta Gerwig for Barbie, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Martin Scorsese for Killer Flower Moon, and Celine Song for Past Lives. I think this is a strong category with a lot of great directors in the list. I do think that Bradley Cooper and Celine Song are the weakest here in terms of, not because they're bad directors, I just don't think they have the strongest chance of getting anywhere near the best of winning. I think Greta Gerwig, Yorgos, Christopher Nolan, and Martin Scorsese moving forward have the most buzz, has the most chance in following ones. I think that when it comes to the BAFTAs, Yorgos is going to win because they have bias because he's European, and also that movie is just phenomenally directed. For me personally, the winner here is Christopher Nolan. Only because this movie could have been, well, I know some people think it's boring, but I think it could have been extremely normal, run-of-the-mill biopic film that was extremely boring that you probably would wait on streaming to watch. And I think he made this epic film that was like, you got to see it in theaters. It's amazing. It's this theatrical film for a biopic. We don't get those. We don't get these high-budget, insane biopic films. So that's why I'm definitely would give it to Christopher Nolan. If Scorsese gets it, I wouldn't even be mad, even though I don't think Kills the Flower Moon is great. It's really good. The direction is not why. The directing is masterful. So if he wins it for this, and Kills the Flower Moon has one Best Director in some of the smaller award shows, so, and Best Picture as well, so I wouldn't be shocked. Celine Song, I know a lot of people are rooting for her, but since this is her first time, I don't see her beating out the rest of this. That would be a huge upset going forward if she was to win. And Yorgos Lanthimos, like I said, we'll see what happens with the BAFTAs. I'll give him a big chance. Greta Gerwig for Barbie, for the moving parts, what she had to do, and everything she had to do, she well deserving if she was to win. And I think Bradley Cooper did a great job directing Maestro. But I just don't think that movie is strong enough to compete with the rest. Oh, in the movie, got you. Oh, yeah. His character didn't graduate college because he got into a fight, he got kicked out. Okay, Napoleon aside, I give you that. Yeah, I didn't even read the Golden Globe results. Well, you're reading them with me, brother. I would have given it to Flower Moon if not for that damn ending. Yeah, ending was, oh boy. Hey, Movie Time Minute, beloved channel member. How are you doing, man? I'm doing great. Let's move on. Is there anything else? Oh, cinematic box office achievement, the newest category in the Golden Globes. Nominees were Barbie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, John Wick Chapter 4, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, Cross the Spider-Verse, Mario Brothers, Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour. Barbie was the winner. And I can see why Barbie won. I think this in practice can be a very meaningful award where it's not just, oh, you made the most money the year, you win. I think if you surprised at the box office, did something different at the box office, found a way to make money in a different way at the box office, or you overachieved, or you saved, like Top Gun Maverick would should have won this last year, even though it wasn't the highest grossing film of last year. You know what I'm saying? Because of how it helped the movie industry stay afloat for like 6 months. Um, Barbie is the highest grossing highest grossing film of the year of 2023. It's the highest grossing female led film in terms of of anything. It was just acting, directing, writing. So all those historical notes, it is an achievement. For me personally, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I'm not sure why it's on here. Yes, it's one of the highest grossing films of the year, but it didn't do anything surprising to what like a Marvel film usually does. John Wick Chapter 4 didn't do as great as they thought it was going to do, so that was really weird that it's on this list. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 didn't do well for projections. Oppenheimer deserves it. Almost made $1 billion. People projected to be way, way lower. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse for animated film did really, really well. Probably should have did better. Super Mario Brothers movie, can see why it's on this list because video game movies don't do really that well. I think it's the highest grossing video game movie of all time. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. And it's set forward where now we're going to get a whole bunch of video game movies because people want to capitalize on it. But to me, the winner should have been Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour. I think what she was able to do with this tour movie was a cinematic box office achievement. The fact that she skipped the regular distributors, meaning no Warner Brothers, no Disney, no Paramount, no whatever, no A24. She didn't go through them. She went straight to AMC. She went straight to Regal. She went straight to AMC. She went straight to the source, the movie theaters, which is a revolutionary thing. People don't really do that. And got her movie put into theaters and made a whole bunch of movie for a tour film, which is unheard of. I think that should have won for box office achievement. I get why Barbie is well deserving, and I get why they want to give it because they want to make sure we get Margot Robbie and the rest of this cast on stage, and Greta Gerwig. But I think Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, deserved this. I didn't see it, but I'm just talking about in terms of pure box office achievement. I think that movie deserved it. Let's see what the chat has to say. Oppenheimer is amazing. It's my number 1 movie of the year. That's fair. I think it was number 5 for me. It's either number 4 or 5 for me for last year. I'm going to skip that one. So I guess Nolan for after his other work, this one and was dragged out in my opinion. I'm going to skip that one. Okay, so wait, so you saw Oppenheimer, you thought it was dragged out, or you didn't see Oppenheimer because you think it was going to be dragged out? Because to me, it was 3 hours, but it felt like 2 hours to me. Barbie deserved it. Like, it'll be a good category to get horror nominations. Yes. Well, first of all, welcome to the live stream, Cookie Monster. And you are 100% correct. That's great. Yes. I think Five Nights at Freddy's should have been on this list because it did way better than they expected. It was made on the cheap and it blew the box office open. So, yes, horror movies moving forward should get on this list. But you're right. That is a good opportunity to get horror movies, to get some respect. And whereas Friday Nights at Freddy was pretty good amount of money. Yeah, I don't know. I guess because of the critical reviews, these movies are films that critics liked. Friday Nights at Freddy didn't do well critics-wise. I changed my mind. The Eras Tour definitely deserves it. To be completely independent and put those numbers is crazy. Yep. I'm glad I was able to convince you. Yeah, I'm happy Barbie won, but I think it would have been happy if with Swift winning as well. I know what you meant. Yeah, I saw Oppenheimer. Felt a little dragged out. Okay, I can see that. Oppenheimer was bottom 10 for me this year. Totally fair. Good, thank you. Been doing. Oh, yeah, you guys are talking. Okay, So we're going to be moving on to some of the narratives that have been going on for this. Some of the things that people are saying, okay, the Golden Globes happened. Now, how does this affect the awards show, the momentum moving forward? So this is coming from Variety. It says 8 takeaways. So we're going to talk about 8 different things that they take away from it, and we'll discuss it among ourselves. So number 1 is Oppenheimer flexes Oscar muscle. Not only is this a big deal because Christopher Nolan's never won a Golden Globe before, if you could believe that. 1, 2, he was with Warner Brothers for years, and just they didn't campaign for him properly, obviously. But he finally got it, and he finally has Oscar momentum. He might finally get his Oscar that he probably deserved for a long time. And this is big for this film to be getting these nominations and winning so much. Nolan received his first major industry prize for directing, which blows my mind. A surprising gap in his awards chest, given that his masterful filmmaking, whose credits The Dark Knight, Inception, Dunkirk. He also delivered a moving and gracious speech, recalling that the last time he was on the Globe stage was to accept Heath Ledger's posthumous supporting actor statue. Crazy. Oppenheimer is the current frontrunner. Can it maintain momentum? Barbie stumbled, but Barbenheimer Oscar battle still rages. So yeah, Oppenheimer won a lot of Golden Globes, but unfortunately Barbie didn't win much. Other than, I just noticed they didn't have the song categories in what I was looking at. I know that it won some of the songs for Barbie, but it didn't win any of the acting stuff. So it won 2 awards, but it didn't get awards and other stuff. So we'll see what happens with Barbie moving forward. It says, it may seem wrong to say that a movie that won 2 awards stumbled, but given that Barbie tied the record for the second most Globes nomination in history and the most of the night, it should have been done a whole lot better. Now there's a such thing as doing too well. Regarding nominations, setting or tying records can put a target on a film's back. The mistake would be to read Barbie lost to Poor Things in Best Picture Comedy as a sign that it's over for the movie in terms of its ultimate Oscar chances. Academy darlings have stumbled at the Globes before, rebounding later in the award season. Look at the Grand Budapest Hotel beating future Best winner Birdman, or last year's Banshee Inisherin topping eventual sweeper Everything Everywhere All at Once. I remember that the Banshees Inisherin winning the Golden Globes, and a lot of people like, oh my God, it has a chance. And Everything Everywhere All at Once came and just swiped from under it, thankfully, because it's my favorite movie. Obviously, it's ain't over till the Oscar ballot come in. Sometimes movies don't do good at the start of the Oscar season, and then the momentum start. Everything's coming up for Paul Giamatti. Focus Features The Holders has been surging for weeks, which surely helped Giamatti and supporting actor winner Davine Joy Randolph across the finish line. Yeah, Giamatti has stiff competition in terms of Oscar and moving forward, but he has stiff competition in the comedy role, and he was the front runner. So it's really between him and Cillian Murphy. Obviously, Bradley Cooper may get some momentum, and Jeffrey Wright, hopefully, but right now looking like Giamatti and Cillian Murphy are the two. Lily Gladstone saves Killer Flower Moon from having a very bad night. Yes. Anatomy Fall won. Oh, so I don't think I got because I didn't get to that. Anatomy Fall won non-English language and surprisingly best screenplay. The Apple team must have gotten nervous. Lily Gladstone was heavily favored to win lead actress, and she did. So yeah, there's certain things for Killer's Flower Moon. People were a little worried, thinking that it was going to get a whole bunch of nominations and win, but Lily Gladstone did save it from getting completely shut out. France blew it. The French selection committee for the Oscar Best International Feature race must be kicking themselves. Not only did their eventual selection, The Taste of Things, get snubbed by the Globes, but Anatomy, which won the Paul d'Amour, has racked up the most precursors of the season for any international title. I'm very confused why they chose The Taste of Things. I never even heard of that film until it got that nomination for the Oscars. Anatomy of Fall is the movie that I don't want to say superior because I haven't seen it, but it's the film that everyone's talking about from France. So, it has viable options to earn nominations for screenplay, which it deserves, actors, and best picture, which is really, really huge. Supporting actor TBD. This is interesting. It says Robert Downey Jr. had led the precursor awards, and his victory for Oppenheimer puts him in a good position to capture his first Oscar after two career noms for Chaplin and Tropic Thunder. It would be an appropriate acknowledgement of Downey's incredible career, one that had his fair share of dramatic ups and downs. Yet there's still plenty of season left. Ryan Gosling, hilarious turn as Ken, feels like a slam dunk for either Critics' Choice or SAG. That's the other one, Critics' Choice. And don't discount Poor Things, William Dafoe, or Mark Ruffalo. Both really great performances. So, yes, Robert Downey Jr. won this, but there's still chances for the other guys to win some of those other awards like Critics' Choice, SAG, BAFTA. Billie Eilish should make some room on her mantelpiece. Yeah, it feels like Billie Eilish is going to win the Oscar. Billie Eilish and Phineas, the superstar siblings, are becoming the surest thing to bet on Oscars after their emotional chart topper, What Was I Made For, from Barbie. Took the original song prize at the Globes. The pair are already winners for the title track of No Time to Die. If she wins again, Eilish, who's only 22 years old, would become the fourth woman to win 2 Oscars before turning 30, joining Lucy Rayner, Jodie Foster, and Hilary Swank. Oh, yeah, I definitely missed out on something. I didn't talk about the animated film. Yeah, this was crazy. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse looked like a lock and load for the Oscars after seeing critical acclaim, bringing in 690 million global. Then, for some reason, The Boy and the Heron decided to beat it at the Oscars. Obviously, going in, we knew The Boy and the Heron and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse were the 2 nominees up. Like, everybody else was just there because it has to fill a spot. But it's Spider-Man versus Boy and the Heron, and somehow the Globes picked Boy and the Heron. Personally, I don't understand. I am not a big fan of Boy and the Heron. I think it's an okay movie. I think the animation is gorgeous, but the story is very confusing in a way that it shouldn't be. And I think Cross the Spider-Verse is just an amazing film. It's my favorite film of the year. But like I said, critics love The Boy and the Heron. I think it has a higher audience score or maybe critic score than Across the Spider-Verse. So we'll see. And people love Hayao Miyazaki too. So those are some of the narratives coming out of the Oscars, and some of the things that are going on. Guys, let me know in the comments down below if you're watching this on the replay or watching this separated. How do you feel about the Golden Globes? Do you still believe in them? And how you feel about all the winners, the nominations, who you think got snubbed, and who do you think that deserves to get that momentum going? Drop those comments down below and let me know. We're going to be moving